Lesson 271.
Mrs. Jenkins went to see her doctor one day because her heart was giving her trouble. The doctor listened to her heart carefully and did a few other things. Then he said, "Well, Mrs. Jenkins, stop smoking, and then you'll soon all be quite right again." "But doctor," answered Mrs. Jenkins quickly, "I've never smoked. I don't like smoking." "Oh, well," said the doctor, "then don't drink any more alcohol." "But I don't drink alcohol," answered Mrs. Jenkins at once. "Stop drinking tea and coffee then," the doctor said to her. "I only drink water," answered Mrs. Jenkins. "I don't like tea or coffee." The doctor thought for a few seconds and then said, "Well, do you like fried potatoes?" "Yes, I like them very much," answered Mrs. Jenkins. "All right, then stop eating those," said the doctor as he got out to say goodbye to Mrs. Jenkins.
Lesson 272.
John liked chocolates very much, but his mother never gave him any, because they were bad for his teeth, she thought. But John had a very nice grandfather. The old man loved his grandson very much, and sometimes he brought John chocolates when he came to visit him. Then his mother let him eat them because she wanted to make the old man happy. One evening, a few days before John's 7th birthday, he was saying his prayers in his bedroom before he went to bed. "Please, God," he shouted, "make them give me a big box of chocolates for my birthday one Saturday." His mother was in the kitchen, but she heard the small boy shouting and went into his bedroom quickly. "Why are you shouting, John?" she asked her son. "God can hear you when you talk quietly." "I know," answered the clever boy with a smile, "but grandfather's in the next room, and he can't."
Lesson 273.
It was Jimmy's birthday, and he was 5 years old. He got quite a lot of nice birthday presents from his family, and one of them was a beautiful big drum. "Who gave him that thing?" Jimmy's father said when he saw it. "His grandfather did," answered Jimmy's mother. "Oh," said his father. Of course, Jimmy liked his drum very much. He made a terrible noise with it, but his mother did not mind. His father was working during the day, and Jimmy was in bed when he got home in the evening, so he did not hear the noise. But one of the neighbors did not like the noise at all, so one morning a few days later, she took a sharp knife and went to Jimmy's house while he was hitting his drum. She said to him, "Hello, Jimmy. Do you know, there's something very nice inside your drum? Here's a knife. Open the drum and let's find it."
Lesson 274.
When Tom Howard was 17 years old, he was as tall as his father, so he began to borrow Mr. Howard's clothes when he wanted to go out with his friends in the evening. Mr. Howard did not like this and always got very angry when he found his son wearing any of his things. One evening when Tom came downstairs to go out, his father stopped him in the hall. He looked at Tom's clothes very carefully. Then he said angrily, "Isn't that one of my ties, Tom?" "Yes, father, it is," answered Tom. "And that shirt's mine too, isn't it?" his father continued. "Yes, that's yours too," answered Tom. "And you're wearing my belt," said Mr. Howard. "Yes, I am, father," answered Tom. "You don't want your trousers to fall down, do you?"
Lesson 275.
Mr. Yates was nearly 90, so it was often difficult for him to remember things, but he still liked traveling very much, so he and his wife went to Spain every year. One summer when they were there, they went to visit some friends. These people had 2 young daughters. One afternoon Mr. Yates was talking to one of the girls in the garden after lunch. "You and your sister were ill when my wife and I were here last year, weren't you?" he said to her. "Yes, we were," answered the girl, "we were very ill." The old man said nothing for a minute because he was thinking. Then at last he said, "Oh, yes, I remember now. One of you died. Which one of you was it, you or your sister?" The girl answered, "It was me." Oh. I'm very sorry to hear it, said the old man.